of drop that belief system, that old way of looking at angelic assistants of being like little fluffy stuffed animal angels and little cherubs, you know, and they're cute and I love those paintings, but the energy that and the essence that I get from angels when I'm working with them is powerful, and there's integrity and there's wisdom, and they don't tolerate misalignment. They really come in and assist, but we have to really call them in to ask for their help if we want to align with them, or we're free to do what we want to do and to struggle. So it's really a choice. No one's you're not in trouble if you don't call on the angels for help. But in my life, I've seen so much, so much of the experience has shown me how efficient and how powerful and how fun and magical it is to really align with your angels and listen to them, start to talk to them. And then I think that a lot of people talk to them. I'll hear clients say, well, I talk to them all the time, or I pray all the time. And that's great, but are you being quiet and are you listening? You know, I kind of joke with my meditation students that you could be sitting in a room and just talking to the wall and talking to the wall and talking to the wall and saying, I need help, and I need this and that. And you never stop talking, and the wall's just waiting for you to be quiet. And that's kind of how spirit is that we can keep talking, we can keep asking, but we need to also have that wisdom to be still and to be quiet. And when we are, that wisdom can come in and it can help us and assist us with the solution of what it is that we're tuning in about. So make sure that everybody's talking, but also listening.
Right,
is there any other questions?
You're getting all kind of comments about how great you are.
Yay! I love you all.
From Kat and from Emanuela.
Oh, Emanuela. So that's funny because Emanuela and Katerina, they're two of the students that come to the Candlelit Yoga class. So those are my soul sisters out there, and I'm so proud of them and so much. I've watched them shift through so much. So when I'm saying this stuff, they're probably laughing, thinking, oh, yeah, we've heard that before.
All right, and Julie's saying, I had someone cancel on me in the last minute. I expressed my feeling, and a friend said it was trying to guilt them. I was trying to guilt them.
Okay.
That wasn't the case. I felt needed to express my thoughts, and it came from a place of empowerment. Your thoughts?
I feel that is something that is like one of the most subtle ways that we're tested with healthy boundaries is, you know, something happens. For example, you have a show and you're expecting a client to tune in and to be a part of that. And you take that serious of a level because you're professional and you want, you know, to honor your commitment to your viewers. And then if that person forgets or whatever happens, something happens, if they don't honor that agreement and then try to twist that and guilt the person who was just showing up to help them with their show, that is one form of kind of a way that people can be out of alignment. And they do that because they don't want to really deal with their own misalignment. And so often there can be people, and I don't know who this person is or their history or anything, but a lot of times people have even like a perpetual habit of sabotaging themselves. They'll have an opportunity come and they'll somehow sabotage it. And then instead of claiming ownership over that, they'll try to blame others because then they don't want to feel like, you know, it's not my fault, it's their fault or whatever happened. And so I think it's really important not to take that personally. So for Julie to really understand, like, I'm not going to take that personally because I understand she can feel what's going on. But at the same time, it's very important that she speaks her truth and in the most loving way. And if she feels agitated at first, maybe don't call right then. Maybe wait like a half an hour, go meditate, get yourself really centered. And like I said, call in your angels and ask them to speak through you. And then when you talk to that person, honor them, tell them how much you care about them and the good things about them that you love. And then let them know that you feel that there's a message that you really need to share because you care about them and you feel it will help them and it will benefit them. And I feel like so much of it's about the delivery, how we deliver a message to another, especially if they feel they've just failed you. They're going to be very defensive, most likely, and they're going to be very guarded. So the more loving that we can handle that message of truth, the more powerful it can be received. Now, it doesn't mean that you need to be, pushed around and like that didn't bother you. I think it's really important you tell the truth of how it made you feel, how it threw off your groove, and of course you handled it gracefully. You found a way to take care of it and to put another show on. But, it's important to express those feelings because if we don't express our feelings, we'll suppress them in some way. And then we do that passive aggressive behavior and we feel tension with the other. We never talk about it. And that really is unhealthy. So I feel for Julie to have, for her to have dealt with that and to express her truth, that was really aligned and powerful. And then what the other does with that message is up to them. So it's really important that the more we speak our truth and the more aligned we are, we just speak from that place without any attachment of an outcome. And often there can be this beautiful opportunity where you help another to shift and to grow. They may not tell you that right away. They may kind of seem like they're mad at you and not talk to you for a while, but that's okay. Just speak your truth anyways and let them have their time to process it because we all need our time. And hopefully, if she can do that and both are working in that goal of staying in alignment, there can still be this connection that can happen later, and it doesn't have to lead to any kind of separation where you don't work together or anything like that. But yeah, these are the little subtle ways that people test our power and test our boundaries, see if we're gonna just cower over and take it and, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry that you didn't do this or that. And it's our time of apologizing for others' misalignment is done. How about that, Julie? Any comments? Is she writing or?
No.
Okay. Well, hopefully that helps her. Is there any other questions?
Wiener is saying,
my sister.
Says, great show. The wisdom of personal responsibility really spoke to me.
Awesome. I'm so glad. Yeah, and she's been through so much, and so many of us are, like I said, we're being tested on all different levels. For me, a year ago, I left a 20-year marriage, and that was not, I can smile now, but like 10 months ago, I wasn't as smiley, but it was really important that I embrace my power, that I step into it. And this was an ongoing thing for me. And there was no shifting happening on the other end as far as alignment and honor and respect. And I'm going to share this because I sense so many people that are challenged with these really big decisions, like a decision like leaving a 20-year marriage is not a decision you take lightly. But some of us, there's a time that comes when we know that we have done all we could. We've put up with everything that we could possibly tolerate. We've done all the self-help and read all those books we could for ourselves while the other did nothing. And there comes a day when you just know enough is enough. And I think that that's something no one can tell you. No one's going to be able to tell you, you know what, that's just messed up, girl. I mean, your girlfriends will be like, that's so messed up, girl. You should so get over him. Like, they'll tell you that stuff. But really, like, my family knows there were times when I would go see them or I'd call them and I'd be hurting. And they're just like, what are you doing? Like, you so deserve better. But I had to figure that out myself. I had to realize when enough was enough, and we all have to go through that. And there's such a gift waiting for you if you have the courage to really allow all you deserve to come to you, to really show up. And for some of us, that beauty showing up is going to come once we've released what's not working. So it's a very personal decision of how long you tolerate abuse or mistrust or whatever it is that's going on in your movie. But as long as you know to stay centered in self-love and to not be too attached to what happens, you will know what to do. Like, you just have to trust your heart, and your heart will guide you. It will tell you exactly where you're meant to go. And you just have to have the courage to listen, because I think for some of my family a year ago, they were concerned about me. They were worried, like, oh my God, what's going on with Tanya? And it was a shocker. And a lot of people that were used to pushing Tanya around and having me do things from a place of, I used to be a pleaser. I used to really I just want to please everyone. How do I keep everything together? How do I make sure they're not mad? Whatever it was, I was trying to keep it together. And I woke up. My angels were working on me, and they helped me see through new eyes. And I realized none of that was my responsibility. And my only responsibility was staying in alignment and loving myself and really knowing what I deserved and what I didn't, and taking the steps in the right direction of my soul's highest alignment. So each of you has to really be honest with yourselves. And if I can be here and mirror anything to you, it is that for myself personally, as I left what I call hell, because that felt like hell, and when I left it, it was scary at first, and I'm human. I had fear. I had waves of panic come in, and I rode them. And none of us know what tomorrow holds, and we can either look at it with fear and let that fear, paralyze us, or we can look at it as an opportunity of, I don't know what's coming, but I'm so excited. And so that's pretty much the energy I chose to embody, and it has led me to this moment where I am assisting and inspiring others. It's led me to this beautiful home that I live in this healing room that I'm sitting in, that I help clients in every day, with this amazing, beloved fiance that is like the man of my dreams. And all of this came because I had the courage to release what wasn't working. And so in your life, you need to all be honest and feel like, is this something that I've been struggling with a long time? And is it something I'm trying to make happen? And if so, maybe just let go and thank Source, thank your angels for washing away what no longer serves you. And then be ready, because the path of alignment is a courageous path. And I have definitely walked this path alone many times. Alone meaning from feeling a sense of support from many of my closest people that were once with me. But I've realized and been shown that I've never been alone. I've always been supported by my angels, by Source, by spirit guides and loved ones. There's been beautiful soul family that Source has brought into my life when my family life crumbled and fell away. So I feel like we have to be so in alignment with our truth, and to thine own self be true means that you're not attached to anything. Source tells me, do not be attached to role and title. And that has been a test that has come to me so many times with family, with close friends. And when Source was showing me, these ones do not love you, they do not honor you, and it's up to you if you continue to tolerate this, or are you ready to release them and let them find their own way? Because all of us are being worked on. We're all in this shift together. We're all in the shift, None of us are free from this energetic movement, let's call it. And so just make sure that you know that you're worthy and that you deserve the best. And as you understand that, you will allow the universe to bring you these beings that support you and love you and want you to do well. And I am surrounded by these kind of soul family now that truly want the best for me and love me and support me, and they feel my love for them, my support for them,